Good morning and welcome back into Wake Up America. I'm Rob Finnerty. Operation Warp Speed, the remarkable story of leadership, strategy, and an ability to work with the private sector not seen since the Second World War to get a vaccine to treat COVID-19 to the American people as fast as possible. It was achieved in record time. For more on this, in the book that chronicles that story is the former Deputy Chief of Staff of Health and Human Services and author of the book Warp Speed, Inside the Operation That Beat COVID, the Critics, and the Odds, Paul Mango. Back with us in studio. Paul, good to see you.
Hey, thanks for having me, Rob. It's great to be back here.
I've told you after I read the book that I really enjoyed the book. The story is a fascinating story of American achievement. I think we need that right now. You wrote an op-ed in The Hill where you say that Operation Warp Speed would not have happened if Joe Biden was president. Why?
Well, Rob, as you can imagine, I get a lot of questions from former colleagues, from neighbors, everyone else saying, why don't we use Operation Warp Speed-like initiative to, for instance, fix the baby formula problem?
Right.
So the op-ed talks about the ideological differences between the two administrations. In the Trump administration, there was this inveterate belief in the private sector. He had turned to the private sector to manufacture ventilators earlier in the pandemic. So it was natural that we turn to the private sector to help us with vaccines. Second, just experience in the private sector. The guy spent his whole career there, and Secretary Alex Azar spent 10 years as a pharmaceutical executive. He knew exactly how that industry worked. Absolutely invaluable to the success. And then I think the third thing I put in the editorial was they centralized, the Biden folks centralized all their decision-making in the White House. They didn't let the experts make any of the decisions after we left, whereas we trusted the experts to make the decisions. So, you know, they have all these authoritarian impulses and want to centralize everything. It doesn't work in a fast-moving environment where you need experts to help you out.
I know the hardcover of Operation Warp Speed is available today. Very appropriate. The Army's 247th birthday. You are a West Point graduate yourself. The Army also played a critical role in bringing these vaccines to market again. This took just 10 months from your initial meeting with Donald Trump in the Oval Office to these vaccines being available, and these are still the same vaccines that we're using. Talk about the Army's role, though.
Yeah, and most people believe it was a scientific achievement, Operation Warp Speed. It was truly a logistical achievement, and you had General Gus Perna and his colleagues, General Paul Ostrowski, Chris Sharpston. These are all generals. They gave us 4 generals. These guys have been supporting combat operations in the Middle East for 20 continuous years. There were no better logisticians in the world. And they took care of every detail. And the on-time delivery rate for these vaccines to tens of thousands of locations was about 99.99%. It was flawless. Wow. Of course, we had FedEx, we had UPS, we had McKesson. Right. But it was the Army Materiel Command that planned all this. So happy birthday to the Army and happy birthday to the Army Materiel Command.
It's also Flag Day. It's also former President Donald Trump's birthday today as well, born on Flag Day. Yeah. What was Donald Trump like during the early days of COVID-19, just when you were trying to roll out Operation Warp Speed? Yeah. Was he hands-off or was he very much involved?
Well, I talk about him in the book as an executive sponsor, and that's a corporate term. But what it means is he provided us all the resources, all the air cover, all the support of the federal government. But what he didn't do was as important as what he did do. And what he didn't do was meddle with the team. He didn't micromanage the team. He trusted the team to get things done. I interviewed Monsef Slaoui afterwards, the chief scientific advisor to the team, and he said, I really appreciated the fact that the president trusted us, and that's why we moved so quickly. Yeah. So he was critical, his role.
And these vaccines are still the best in the world. We know that because every country outside of the United States still wants our vaccines, including in Russia and China. Yeah. Are you surprised that Joe Biden and the Biden administration basically took the playbook that you guys had written and are still running with it now 16 months into his time in office?
Well, I'm not surprised that they took it and ran with it because it was such a good plan, but I am surprised that they haven't acknowledged at all that President Trump, Secretary Azar, the Army Materiel Command team, and Operation Warp Speed developed that plan. It's really a shame. I think it would have been an opportunity to bring the country together, and it's a lost opportunity.
Should there be an Operation Warp Speed for something like the baby formula crisis, instead of the Defense Production Act?
I don't think so, and here's why. That is making up for an error. It was an unforced error, if you will. Operation Warp Speed was dealing with true ambiguity, trying to develop a vaccine that had never existed before and brought the best of government and private sector together. I don't think we need an Operation Warp Speed for formula, and I think it's too late, quite honestly.
In your opinion, that's fascinating. In your opinion, does the private sector have an easier time working with a Republican administration? You know, during World War II, FDR was in office, and factories that made, automobiles were then put into use to make tanks and machine parts. This is what we saw with Operation Warp Speed. We saw these pharmaceutical companies working hand in hand with the administration, which is rare.
Yeah, and Senator Tom Cotton wrote the foreword to the book, Rob, and he mentions in the foreword that he reached out and talked to some pharmaceutical executives and asked them, could this have been done under a different administration? And they all said, no, it couldn't be. So, good point.
Paul Mango, great to have you back on. Appreciate it. The book is Operation Warp Speed, Inside the Operation That Beat COVID, the Critics and the Odds. The hardcover copy is available today on the Army's 247th birthday. West Point graduate Paul Mango, good to see you. Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Good to see you again. We've got a lot more coming up this morning here on Wake Up America. Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.